Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Hobby 2000's latest release. This is the reboxing of the Hasegawa 1/72 scale Skyraider. This is the A1J version. They also do the other version, the navy version as well, if you want to do that particular kit. Again, when we talk about Skyraiders, I obviously think there's quite straightforward answers to this one. The Hasegawa one, obviously now reboxed, which makes it great to be able to get it. In 72nd, beautiful little kit. Built that one many years ago and loved it. Then obviously you can step up to the Tamiya 48 scale one. You've got both options in there. That's a great kit. Even though it's quite old, it's actually not a bad price. Really nice. And then if you want to go up on a budget like I am, you could do that one, which is the 32nd scale trumpeter one that I'm currently working on as well. If you want to go right the way to it though, obviously you've got Zukamori's 32nd scale Skyraider, which is just unbelievable and a gorgeous kit as well. Anyway, down in here we have the little baby of the group. We've got this one, as I say, nice little bit of side-on box art as well. Your options down in here, we've got, let me just grab my glasses so we can see this one. We've got Thailand, 1969, or we've, both in 1969, 602 squadron markings. So we've got Tiny Tim and Smokem, which obviously quite famous Skyraiders, as you can see. Going around on the box, we can see this one, just down here. Kit number for this one is 72063. And on the other side, we've got a little bit of blurb about not killing yourself. All right, so down in here, we are greeted by the plastic. As you can see, because it's a sort of OEM Reebok, it's a bit worrying. That's dented to hell. Absolutely, the plastic is mullered. So I don't know quite what this one's been doing, but hey-ho, obviously chucked around on a shipping container for a bit. All right, so we got that one. Nice typical sort of, Hasegawa reboxing way of doing it. We've got one of them. I'm hoping the decals are in here. All right, so, we are, thank God for that. So, we get rid of that bit. We have our instructions, which is sort of a giant pull-out sheet. Pretty much going to follow exactly how the Hasegawa ones were done back in the day, all right? So on the front, obviously, we've got colour call-outs, your parts things like that. And then down in here, obviously, we've got it all going down. So usual thing, it is 72nd. We're not expecting massive things off of this. So we've got basic cockpit as well. So we've got decals as well for the instrument panel, side consoles, things like that. We've got a moulded in one-piece seat, colour call-outs right the way through, all right? Then obviously down at the front, straightforward job putting the tub in. We've got the little air scoop for the underside. And then we've got the sort of cow flaps being fitted down into the back. Okay, wings are a simple job. It's literally just two halves going together. We've got a sort of limited detailed engine down in as well. So we've got the face of the engine. And then obviously down in here, we've got the reduction gear going on the front. We've got a polycap, looks like going to be going down in there as well for attaching the prop onto the front. All right. So once you've got that down in there, we've got these sort of clover leads, as I call them, where they can close them up to keep some heat in the engine. I'll obviously open those, and then the front of the cowling being fitted down in there. Tail hook and wheel well and tail wheel being fitted down into there as well. And again, we've got the colour call-outs for those ones. Gear left and right, separate hubs, makes painting a little bit easier. So we can do that one, and then the gear being fitted down in there. Drop tanks you've got going in, and weapons pylons, and then obviously you've got bombs, and then obviously you've got some rockets down in here depending what you want to fit it with. And then obviously you've got the prop system as well, and we've got decals as well for the prop with those, and then obviously the canopy being fitted, the little gun sight being fitted down in there as well, just on there like that. That's pretty much it, nice and straightforward. Colour call-outs and obviously markings and things like that down there in the back for both of them. So say if you're doing Tiny Tim or Smoking them, you can do that one. You also get a mast set as well. Nice touch with these kits as well. So it's literally all in one box. So moving straight over, we've got the decals, which are what you'd expect. Really nice. These are done by Hobby 2000, but they're done by Cartograph. So you just know you're going to be a good one with those. We've got the walkways, the various bits and pieces as well. So that's very nice indeed. You also get with this particular one a die cut mask set for it. So we've got the wheels, the windscreen, and obviously the main canopy, as you can see, just down in there as well. So that's very nice to get those. I'm going to keep those nice and safe. I'll just pop them in here for a minute. There we go. Okay, as I said, being Hasegawa, it's one big bag. And then just down in here, we'll get the bag out. And as I said before, we get polycaps, as you can see, pretty straightforward, just down in there like that. And we've got famous toilet bomb, which comes with every kit that they do. As you say, I'm sure we're all aware of that history. All right, canopy in the clear parts, but what we'll do, we'll dive straight down into the plastic. Typical Hasegawa of its day, which means it's hard, it's got that clinky type of sound to it when you drop it, and I love this stuff. It's really, really nice stuff to work with. Gorgeous recessed panel lines right the way through. So you've got nice raised details for the extra armour around the front end in here for the pilot, but also you've got recesses right the way through, and they're beautifully done, as you can see. All right, so again, moving into the closer camera, just starting up here, we've got that engine detail, we've got the seats, the tail wheel, we've got the reduction gear, we've got the prop, we've got some of the gears, the instrument panel, things like that. Then we've got the all-important fuselage with all that lovely recessed detail. And again, this one's got the sort of baggy bit going at the back from the headrest back. Some of them had that. And again, we've got the other side on there. No sink marks. No little tiny bit of flash on the sprues, but nothing on the parts. On the inside, as you can see, nothing really to mention or shout at home about. It's quite rough and quite crude, but that's absolutely fine. So that's good. Then we got the wings. So again, one-piece bottom wing, and then obviously we've got the two-piece uppers. We've got the actual drop tanks down in here, pylons, things like that as well. So as you can see, nice recessed details again, right the way over those, recessed details on absolutely everything. So again, the underside, that pylon detail, all the bits, you can see it's actually very nice indeed. So no problems with any of those, that's looking good. Moulded wheel wells. And then obviously we've got the nose doors, for the gear and everything else. And again, we've got tiny little ejector pins just in both of those, but again, it's the age of the kit. These ones got tiny little ones in between them as well, but again, at this scale you probably wouldn't even really see them, so that's okay. Okay, some of the smaller ones, we've got a match pair here, so we've got two of the same. So what we do, we just flip over to this one. So again, down in here we've actually got tail planes, one piece moulded, and then again we've got the actual sway braces for the weapons. And then we've got wheels with a separate hub on this side. And then obviously we've got the pylons. Obviously those sway braces will go in between each one of these pylons. And we've got another set for the wing drop tank. So you get the one without the fairings on the back for the belly. And then the wing ones have the little ones on there as well. So that's nice. So you say you get two of those. Then you're into all the bits and pieces. So we've got some rocket pods down in here as well. Or smoke. So that can be either way for those ones. So that's those. As I said, you do get a match pair with the toilet bombs. And I think this is a 500-pounder down in there as well. So obviously what you're going to get is two of those, and you've got two of the rocket pods just down in here as well. All right, very nice indeed. And then last up, we've got your clear parts. So your clear parts consist of, we've got the tiny bit down in here is the actual gun sight, which is nicer because the one I've just done with the trumpet is moulded in solid plastic, so we had to do some work on there. And again, we have no centre seam. We've got a bit of a scuff, unfortunately, down here on the actual main canopy. Front canopy is free, so there's no seam lines or anything down in there. And again, because of its scale, actually it comes through quite well. You can do the old thumbnail test and still see through it, so that's really nice. You can see all the details. That's what you're looking for on that one. There you have it. Again, this is one of those Hasegawa kits which I absolutely love. It's sort of, you know, 90s kits, beautiful recessed panel lining. The plastic's really nice as well, and these go together surprisingly well, to the point where very little filler, if any, is required with them, and they are great for sort of smaller projects. But again, if you wanted to, you could add detail to this one. I'm sure there's a little bit of aftermarket for this as well, so if you wanted to add a little bit more into it, perhaps an engine, things like that as well, you could go down that route as well. But that is definitely, I think, best in scale for 72nd scale. So there we got, that is the Hobby 2000, the rebox of the Hasegawa 172nd A1J Skyraider.